Okay, we've gone over the most recent information regarding the text messages between Dylan and Bethany, their social media activity, and everything that the state wants to have admissible and not admissible in court. Now it's time to go through the information that the state has most recently given us regarding the 911 call. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer.
Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged.
Okay, like I mentioned, we went through the most recent information regarding the text messages, the call logs, the social media activity of both Dylan and Bethany, and it turns out that the state is only wanting to actually have at trial any of the activity prior to 4:37 in the morning. Never mind the fact that at 7:30 in the morning, there's motion between the both of them, that there's a million things happening in this wide 6-hour gap between the 4:37 time period that they want to stop at and whenever they restart the timeline at 10:23 in the morning, from when the girls then try to start getting a hold of the roommates all over again. It feels like extreme gaslighting to think that we just don't know the fact that there's so much activity actually going on, but we're going to put that back in the last video where all of this was already ranted about, and now we're going to move on to the 911 call information that they have most recently released. Now, one thing that we do need to keep in mind here is that for the longest time, what we were told about how the 911 call even came to be is that the two girls, Dylan and Bethany, were having issues getting Xana's door open, getting Xana's attention, getting really anyone at all to really answer the phone, because we knew from way early on that at least Dylan was calling pretty much everyone, actually, yes, everyone in the house. This was happening at the time of the crime, according to the state's timeline, and also later on in the morning, but definitely way before the 911 call was placed. Now, what we were told is that in trying to get the door open and trying to check on Xana, they ended up summoning friends, calling over people that knew Ethan and Xana. And once the door got open by Hunter Johnson, which is one of Ethan's best friends, that he then yelled for them to get out and call 911. Well, what's actually happening in this 911 call is that scenario is playing out in the middle of the call. So the initial 911 call coming for someone that's not being described as bloody, and the only thing really being talked about at length is the massive amount of alcohol that was apparently consumed the night before. It's a little strange the way that everything has now played out. Now, the story about how the 911 call actually came to be hopefully will come out in court, since now we know that scenario is being played out while the 911 call is taking place. It is not the reason for the 911 call. We now have some new information, including more specific names for who is actually speaking and where when it comes to the 911 transcript that was released prior to the actual audio. And again, this is the state's reply to the defendant's objection to the state's motion in limine to actually have the call admitted at trial. And just like with the text messages, there's nothing in the text messages and technically nothing in the 911 call that points to anyone or anything. Again, if you go back and really pay attention, the fact that a guy might or might not have been seen walking around the house that night is like an afterthought to the people on the phone. They're more concerned about the alcohol, thinking that that's the reason why Xana's not waking up. Never mind the fact that they've heard all kinds of things hours before in the night, and then never mind what we actually know ended up happening. None of it makes any sense. We're going to start at paragraph number 2. Defendant relies on Dylan's and Bethany's actions from the night before to support his argument that the statements on the 911 call cannot be excited utterances or present sense impressions. This is misplaced. The excitement leading up to and during the 911 call was not caused solely from seeing a male in the home the night before. Exactly. It was literally like an afterthought. Like it didn't even really matter. It was just oh yeah, by the way, which is wild. While that was assertedly a startling event, of course, because, they should have called 911, but yet neither one of them did. But from discovering moments earlier that their roommate and our friend was not waking up, which how do you do that without opening the door and actually seeing the person? How do you know that? This is in addition to also realizing that none of the other victims in the home were responding. Exactly. Nobody was answering the phone. But again, did they not hear the phones just randomly ringing and not instantly ask questions way earlier? Like at the time all this was happening? This whole they're just completely innocent thing of knowing anything, of knowledge of the event. I'm not buying it. I don't give a damn. I'm not buying it. The entire call should be admitted through the excited utterance exception to the rule against hearsay. It should be admitted regardless. It's the freaking 911 call. However, if the court breaks down each statement made on the call, the entire call would be admitted as each statement is either an excited utterance, a present sense impression, or is non-hearsay as shown below. The exact same breakdown that they had for the messages and activity between Dylan and Bethany. Let's go ahead and start with how they've actually broken this down. 911 operator, 911 location of your emergency. Bethany, hi, something is happening. Something happened in our house and we don't know what. 911 operator, what is the address of the emergency? Bethany, 1122. Operator, what is the rest of the address? Bethany, oh, King Road. Operator, okay, and is that a house or an apartment? Bethany, it's a house. Operator, can you repeat the address to make sure that I have it right? Female speaker, Emily. Emily, who is the girlfriend to one of the guys that was called over. I'll talk to you as we're operator. I need someone to repeat the address for verification. Emily, so the address 1122 King Road, operator. And what's the phone number that you're calling from? Emily, what's your number? Bethany then speaks her number and they have it redacted. Then Emily says, what's the rest? So obviously we know from listening to the call that they kind of go back and forth for a minute with this phone number. Operator, okay, and tell me exactly what's going on. Emily, one of the roommates is passed out and she was drunk last night and she's not waking up. Operator, okay. Emily, oh, and they saw some man in their house last night. No, as you can see, this is blanked out, but then there's a statement here about Dylan. So there should be something here about Dylan and it's not there. Operator, and are you with the patient? Dylan, hi, this is D. She just calls herself D there. She doesn't say, hi, this is Dylan. I guess I'm going to go back and listen to that. Operator, okay, I need someone to keep the phone. Stop passing it around. Dylan, can I just tell you what happened? Pretty much. Operator, what is going on currently? Is someone passed out right now? Dylan, I don't really know, but pretty much at 4 a.m. Operator, okay, I need to know what's going on right now. If someone is passed out, can you find that out? Dylan, yeah, I'll come. Come on, B. Bethany. Maybe they're just doing the initials because they're keeping it redacted for no reason whatsoever. Come on, Bethany. We got to go check, but we have to. Is she passed out? And then there's a bunch of background noise. Dylan, inaudible, and then says, what's wrong? She's not waking up. Hunter Johnson, then you can hear him say Xana. Operator, okay, one moment. I'm getting help started that way. Dylan, okay, thank you. What's wrong? And then the background noise. Hunter Johnson, and then there's noise. Operator, okay, and how old is she? Which is interesting that they're even putting this inaudible noise in here or whatever, and then saying that it's non-hearsay, not for the truth of the matter asserted. Like, why are you even putting stuff that doesn't even have words or anything? I guess maybe because of what the noises are, it can be understood what's happening. That's probably why. Operator, okay, and how old is she? Dylan, she's 20. Operator, 20 you said? Dylan, yes, 20. Here, talk to them. And Dylan then passes the phone to Hunter Johnson. Hello, hello. Operator, okay, I need someone to stop passing the phone around because I've talked to 4 different people. Hunter, okay, sorry, they just gave me the phone. Operator, is she breathing? Hunter, she's blank. Hello? Operator, is she breathing? Hunter, no. Operator, okay, and then you can hear a police radio. Hunter, that's inaudible. Dylan, I need you to talk to them. I can't talk to them. I need you to talk to them. Dylan, okay. Hello? Operator, okay. I have already sent the ambulance and law enforcement. Stay on the line. Dylan, okay. Operator, if there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Dylan, say that again. There's a police here now. There's a police, I guess a police officer here now. And what we find out, because after this, they have the transcript again, they actually label it as Officer Nunez. I mean, we know that he was a first responder, but I can't remember at this point in time if his name was on the other information when it came to the transcript itself. It might have, I don't know. Operator, okay, if there's a defibrillator available, send someone to get it now and tell me when you have it. Dylan, we don't have one. Do you have a defibrillator? I guess speaking to Officer Nunez. Officer Nunez, yep. Dylan, yes, we have one. Operator, okay, are you talking to the officer? Dylan, yes, he's right here. Operator, okay, I'm going to let you go since he's there with you and can help. Dylan, okay, thank you, bye. Operator, okay. Defendant's transcript of 911 call attached as State's Exhibit S-1. The state does not object to the use of defendant's certified transcript of the 911 call. So the transcript I'm going to show you guys in a second, which is all basically the exact same stuff, was transcribed by the defense, and the state is okay with it being placed Based on above, the state motions the court to admit the recordings and transcripts of the 911 call to Whitcomb on November 13th, 2022, immediately following the discovery of Xana Kernodle unresponsive at 1122 King Road. But was she actually discovered unresponsive prior to the 911 call? Or are they just assuming that she's unresponsive because she's not getting the door open and she's not answering her phone? Because again, the situation where Hunter is opening the door and like you hear, get out, like you hear that on the 911 call. So this whole thing, it really is like they didn't even have eyes on the person that they were calling for. It's how it seems. Now, this is the transcript, again, that was done by the defense. You can hear that the 911 operator is there, Bethany Funk is there, Dylan Mortensen is there, the female speaker is there, which we know to be Emily, Hunter Johnson, and then Officer Nunez. But none of this looks to be any different than what we already have. They're keeping the redactions from the phone numbers the same as what we've already read. So if you guys want to skim through this again, and as always, the link for this document directly on the public access page will be down in the description box so that you guys can take a look at it yourselves. And this is just the transcriber's certificate, but yeah, that's it. Now, honestly, I feel like it's ridiculous that there's even an argument about if the 911 call should be considered admissible evidence at trial or not. Any 911 call that leads to where we are now should be in court no matter what anybody thinks. It should just be a given. It honestly shouldn't even be able to be argued about. This is pretty stupid. But let me know how you guys are feeling about this down in the comments. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please don't forget to leave a like on the way out. Subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. And please don't forget to make sure that that notification bell is set to all so you don't miss any of my rants, reviews, reactions, updates, or deep dives. See y'all.